Please permit from your hand so that, yeah, good. Okay, so pioneer legislation. Pioneer legislation is a legislation that governs the tax incentive that is granted to companies that are engaged in production of some specific products or rendering of some specific services. What do we mean by pioneer legislation? It's a provision of the Tax Act. It's the provision of the Tax Act that gives tax holiday to some companies, probably for the purpose of basically to improve the economy. So take for instance, Nigeria as a company, we want to encourage production. We want to encourage production such that people start producing and we reduce our importation of every item. And you know, when we reduce importation and we do more of production, it helps our economy go. So pioneer legislation is one of the ways government can encourage companies to grow. You know, one of the expenses of companies is taxes. And when you take out their taxes, like when you reduce their taxes, it makes them have enough profit to plow back into the business and grow the business. But pioneer status is not just conferred onto any organization. Before pioneer status can be conferred onto an organization, or before a company can think of going for a pioneer status, it must be that maybe the products or the services are not in existence, but they are required for economic development, or maybe they are even in existence, but they have not been developed to a scale suitable for economic development, or maybe they are required for public interest, Now, once a product or a company sees that the what they are doing is in line with this, they can apply for a pioneer status, and the approval will come from the Federal Executive Council, which will be published in the Federal Gazette, and it will be stated in the pioneer list. So in the pioneer list, we already have some companies there, like we are manufacturing cement, salt, ceramic products, paper and paper pulp, integrated dairy products, glass and glassware, pharmaceutical products, telecommunication equipment, amongst other things. They are on pioneer list. So when a company is engaged in this kind of services, they can apply to enjoy pioneer status. However, if what you want to do or what you are doing is not on this pioneer list, you can also apply for it to be included in the list. When government assess it and they realize that yes, it actually meets what they want, then they will go ahead and include it. They will go ahead and what? And include it. So when does a company qualify for pioneer status? For them to qualify, they have to state okay, for them to qualify, they have to say whether the company, if it has already been established, or the proposed company, if it is yet to be established, will be indigenously controlled. Indigenously controlled means, is it owned? And the decision making, will it rest on locals? That is, will it rest on Nigerians? They have to give particulars of the assets on which they will incur QC, including the source and the estimated cost. So what are we saying? The asset they want to use in the business, or the asset they are using in the business, they have to tell us about it. They have to give us the source where they will get the assets from and the estimated cost of the asset if it is there to be procured. The one they have before the production day, we'll still come back to talk about production day. And the one they want to buy during the 3 years period, that is the 3 years period is the pioneer period. We are still coming to it. The places where the assets are to be situated, the probable dates of production, that is the day they will start producing in commercial quantity. They have to give particulars of the loan and share capital, amongst other things, but that's not our main focus. These are the conditions that must be in place before the pioneer status is granted. They have to pay for the application. They have to tell us the QC that they will incur or they will be incurring. They have to be engaged in an activity listed as a pioneer industry or pioneer product. They must provide evidence of all required legal and regulatory compliance and documentation. They must make full payment of fees promptly and when due. The National Council of Ministers must make declaration for approval. And during their pioneer period, they must submit a performance report to NIPC on an annual basis for monitoring and evaluation purpose. If you have any question, feel free to stop me. For pioneer certificate is what is issued under the Industrial Development Act, which certify, amongst other things, that a company is a pioneer company. And it will contain information like the main product and the byproduct with their relative quantity and value, the day of production, and the value of the QCE. That is the main product the company wants to be producing and the byproducts. So take for instance a company that wants to be producing cement now. Maybe one of their byproducts will be sand, or what is it called? I don't know. But production day. What is production day? The production day is the day the pioneer company will commence operation in commercial form. And it is very, very important because that is the day the pioneer status will start counting for the company. It is the date the pioneer status will start counting for the company. And like we said, the pioneer status will usually run for 3 years initially, and it can be extended by 1 year 2 times or 2 years at once. So that means the minimum a pioneer status will be is for a 3-year period. The maximum it can be is a 5-year period. The maximum it can be is a 5-year period. Sorry. Okay. So that is that on production day. Now there can be cancellation of pioneer certificate. Yes, cancellation of pioneer certificate will occur. And please, I would like us to pay attention to this because they've never tested this before. I've not even seen any question on this, but there might be cases where examiner will try to test it. I don't know, maybe that's what they will try to test this diet. So let's just be careful. Let's just be careful. So pioneer status can be cancelled if the value of their QC is less than the minimum requirement. Please, this 50,000 and 150,000 as seen. You can check your part for the new amount. Then where the company applies for cancellation of the certificate, yes, they might also feel like they don't need it again and apply for it to be cancelled. There might also be a provision about paying Okay, are we still together? Confirm we are together,
Yes.
please.
Yes, we are
Okay.
together.
So where the company apply for cancellation of their certificate is possible. Where the company has contravened the provisions of the Industry Development Act, the provisions of the act, if they go against it, can also make us cancel it. And where the actual production day is more than 1 year late, is more than 1 year than the stated in the original application. Like now, you stated that you commence activity in commercial quantity on 1st January 2012. 2012, you did not start. 2013, after 1 year, you still did not start, then they can cancel your pioneer status. So that is that. Now, when pioneer certificate is cancelled, what do we take to be the effective date of cancellation? What do we take to be the effective date of cancellation? The effective date of cancellation is the last anniversary date. Is the last anniversary date. What do we mean by the last anniversary date? So, like we said, pioneer status is granted for a period of 3 years. It is granted for a period of 3 years, and as such, we will have what? We will have and as such, we will have it this way. So we celebrate the anniversary just like every normal anniversary every 1 year. So what do I mean? Let's assume a company is granted pioneer status. A company is granted pioneer status on 1st pioneer status on 1st 7 2025. Now, the first anniversary day, that is after 1 year, will end when? Will be 30 June 2026. The second period will be 1/7/2026 to 30 June 2027. The next period will be 1/7/2027 to 30 June 2028. This is the 3 year. This period, we call it pioneer period. Pioneer period. And that is the period the tax relief will cover. That is the tax holiday. That's the period it will cover. However, if the pioneer status gets cancelled, let's assume it is cancelled on 1st September 2026. What will take to be the effective date of cancellation? Because this 1st September 2026 is within this second year, will take the effective date of cancellation to be 30/6/2026, which is the last anniversary date before the cancellation. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
If the pioneer status gets cancelled on 1 April 2027, 1 April 2027 is still within this second year, we'll still assume that the pioneer status got cancelled, or we'll say the effective date of cancellation is 30/6/2026. But if it gets cancelled on 1/11/2027, that's within this third year, then the effective date of cancellation is what? Is 30/2027, which is the end of the second year. Obviously, after the third year, it cannot get cancelled except where it is extended and they now cancel it. But even if it is extended and they now cancel it, the last anniversary date it is. But if it now gets cancelled between this first year, let's assume it got cancelled on 1 December 2025, which is between this first year, or even 1 May 2026. So far it is between this first year, we will just assume the pioneer status was not even granted at all. We'll just assume the pioneer status was not even granted at all. And what does that mean? When the pioneer status gets cancelled, the company starts paying tax from that effective date of cancellation. The company will start paying tax from that effective date of cancellation. Okay. So that is that. That is that. The company gets cancelled. They start paying taxes on the effective date of cancellation. So that now, like we have said, the relief for the pioneer status company is that what? Is that they will not pay tax for 3 years, and they can extend it for a 2 period of 1 year or 1 period of 2 years. In all, they can only enjoy pioneer status for what? For 5 years. So but in most cases, what we'll be seeing in question is 3 years. The 3 years is that 3 years is the most common one, but no problem, it's fine. Now, for the extension, there is condition for it, but that's not our problem. Now, if we have profits from non-pioneer products, that is, maybe a company now has applied for pioneer status, but while doing that their pioneer period, they also engage in other activities that are not pioneer activity, and they are now making profits from such. They will pay tax on it. They will separate the result of that non-pioneer product and pay tax on it. But if the product is a pioneer product, then they will not pay tax. Are we getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
now,
I'm with you.
the net loss. The net loss. What is net loss? Net loss is the aggregate of the loss, or let me say the the balance of the loss made during the pioneer period. What do we mean? Let's assume in the first year now, they made 200,000 loss. In the second year, they made 100,000 loss. Then in the third year, they now made 50,000 profit. The net loss will be what? 250,000. Now, this net loss, not 300,000, 250,000, that is after adding the three. This is what we call net loss. Then how do we treat the net loss? The net loss will be what? Will be the net loss will be relieved only in the first year. The net loss will be relieved only in the first year of the post-pioneer period. So in the first year we are assessing after the post-pioneer period, that's when we can relieve the net loss. If the profit we have there cannot relieve the whole of the losses, then it is deemed to have lapsed. We cannot relieve it again. It is gone. So that is that. That is that. For QCE, if a company should acquire any asset before or during the pioneer period, because they are not paying taxes, they will also not be enjoying capital allowance. Because they are not paying taxes, they will also not be enjoying capital allowance. However, any of the assets they still have in the post-pioneer period, they will start charging capital allowance on it as if the asset is just bought in the post-pioneer period. So what am I saying? They bought an asset in 2025.
So your network is located.
Oh, sorry. Let me see what I can do to that. system mi gan ṣoríire lálẹ́. Ìmọ̀ nǹkan tó dìbà alalẹ́ ló dẹ̀ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ju nọ́ńsẹ̀nsì ni. Àkọ́kọ́ delete àwọn iṣẹ́ tí mo ní.
Ó ní sùúrù di after November.
Ó yọ.
Kí ló yan ó sì? A ní kẹ́ sọ fún sísítẹ́ẹ̀mù yìí kó ní sùúrù di after December kó tó máa ṣoríkórí lálẹ́. For this period, torí kó ní sùúrù.
Hello, is it better now?
We can hear you.
You can hear me clearly now.
I can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Àwọn tó rówó ra nẹ́tíwọ̀kì gidi, wọ́n ń gbọ́ mi clearly náà tẹ́lẹ̀. Ọ̀gá kan ṣe tiwa fọ́lọ̀ ni àmọ́ bí táwọn ọmọ tiwa náà máa dé lọ́la.
Can you imagine? Hey, God.
As I was saying, any QC that is purchased during the pioneer period, the QC will not enjoy this thing. The QC will not enjoy capital allowance during the pioneer period. So since the business is not paying tax, they also will not what? Since the business is not paying tax, they will also not what? They will also not since the business is not paying tax, they will also not enjoy capital allowance. However, once we finish the pioneer period, they start enjoying capital allowance on their assets. But even if the asset has been bought during the pioneer period, when we finish the pioneer period, we'll start charging capital allowance on the asset as if they are just buying it. That's for QC. Dividend. Any dividend paid during the pioneer period will also be exempted from tax. So they will not be paying withholding tax on it or any other tax. But they cannot grant loan during the pioneer period except it is approved by the minister. So for accounting dates, once the pioneer period ends, like in this case now, on 30/6/2028, we will assume that business has ceased operation permanently. But because they are not paying tax, we are not doing anything. But the date immediately succeeding that day, in this case now, which is 1/7/2028, we'll assume the business is just commencing operation. So we'll be using commencement tool. What am I saying? Even if the company has been existing before, upon commencement of pioneer status, we'll assume the old business has ceased operation. Once the pioneer status finishes, once the pioneer period is lapsed, then we'll assume the business is just commencing operation. Then we'll apply commencement rule. So, but note that the fact that a company is under pioneer status does not mean they will not file returns or their returns will not be examined or audited. So that is that. The fact that the company is in pioneer status does not mean they will not remit withholding tax. The withholding tax that they have charged from people's money, they have to remit it. The VAT they have charged on people's transaction, they have to remit it. The QC they have, we have to certify it. The profit or loss, we have to check if it is actually right or wrong. And amongst other things. Now, what's the next thing? The next thing is what are those things that are disallowable during the pioneer period? Remuneration to directors of the company is disallowable. Interest charges, service charges, agency fee made by a person who is a shareholder can only be deducted with the what? With the approval of the minister. The profit balance at the end of the pioneer period cannot be disbursed within 6 years unless with the approval of the minister. And dividend can be paid out of the pioneer account but should not exceed the amount in the account. We also have offenses and penalties, but we can read all of that on our own. So I believe with this, we've been able to do justice to introducing pioneer legislation. So like I said, it's all about companies enjoying tax holiday for an initial period of 3 years, which can be extended by 2 years, or 2 years at once, or 1 year for 2 times. And during that period of pioneer status, the company don't pay taxes. They don't pay taxes. And the period is, they don't pay taxes for that period. So what else do we say? As they don't pay taxes, they are also not enjoying capital allowance. However, after the end of their pioneer period, they start enjoying capital allowance on their assets as if they are new. But any asset they sell before the end of the pioneer period, that one can no longer enjoy capital allowance because it's no longer in the business. And one of the conditions of granting capital allowance is that what? It must be in business on the last day of the basis period to enjoy capital allowance. So that is that about that. So let's look at 1 or 2 or 3 questions, then we'll call it a time. Is that clear? Hello?
So I have a question.
Go on.
Yeah, so
So that means for cancellation of pioneer status, you can as well say that an act of tax evasion can also lead to cancellation.
Yeah,
Is it
sure.
correct?
Tax evasion will definitely lead to it. Tax evasion is a punishable offense now. We've given you tax holiday. You are still trying to evade tax. It's somehow, it's only village people that can run that kind of package. Because you are not paying tax. What are you evading again? Except you don't want to pay the withholding tax and VAT. But those ones are not even your money. You just collected the money on behalf of government. So why don't you still want to pay it? That's why I said it's village people and greediness that can run that kind of package. It's a premium package you subscribe for separately.
Okay, because that's what I'm actually referring to, the withholding tax and the VAT.
Like I said, it's village people that can run that kind of package. You subscribe for it separately. But if you are guilty of such offense, they can also cancel your pioneer certificate. But like we said, when pioneer certificate is cancelled, you look at the effective date of cancellation. Ọlọ́run ṣàánú ọmọ ẹ o. So that is that o. Okay. So maybe we should start with this question 7. Then we look at maybe one or two what is it called? One or two past question and we call it a time. Please, someone should read question 7 for us.
I read something. Federal Nigeria Limited engages in the production of plastic, polythene, paper, and alien products. It was granted a pioneer certificate with production day certified as 1st of January 2000. The adjusted profit or losses of the company for the 6 consecutive years and the schedule of qualifying capital expenditure incurred are as follows. Assume all figures are right. So schedule of qualifying capital expenditure incurred by the company during the pioneer period are reactant and machinery 500, factory building 650, motor vehicle 150, furniture and fittings 99. So, sir, please can you take okay. The pioneer status of the company terminated on December 31st, 2002, while the following assets were acquired by the company in its new business. Two motor vehicles in November 2004 at 180,000 each. Furniture and fixtures in February 2005 at 170,000 each. The amount of 150,000 representing factory costs was disposed in 2003 with the scrap value of the debris estimated to be 50,000. The factory was constructed in March 2001. Premier Limited declared dividend of 500,000 annually on the 2000 to 2003 account. Required: 1. Compute the tax liability of the company for all the relevant years, ignoring the election provision of commencement of the new business. 2. Compute tax payable on the dividend declared annually.
Okay. Thank you very much for that beautiful rendition. We give honor to whom is due to. So we'll not say because we are fighting, we'll not appreciate you when you do well. Àmọ́ tó àwọn tiwa náà máa dé lọ́la. So pardon me, I think I need to close this file and reopen because what this thing is doing this night, I don't seem to understand. This man shall be release this. Now see the purple, you see. tí mi yí kọjá yìí ń báyìí fáìlì ò sí mọ́ o. Sincerely, I don't know what's wrong with this night.
Maybe you should restart your system, or what do you think?
Orí nǹkan oṣù ẹ̀ ni.
Hello.
Hi.
Ibo nìyẹn.
I thought someone said hello to confirm if, I don't know, maybe the person is trying to confirm something, and that's why I responded.
Ẹ
Yes,
gbọ́dọ̀
I
wá sọ
wanted to
pé
know if we are. I wanted to confirm if we are still on, because I'm not hearing any other thing.
you guys told me to off my system and run it back now.
I suggested that you should restart, but did you say you were going to restart? You just left the call without saying anything.
Kò sí nǹkan téèyàn máa ń ṣe tó máa ń ta ọmọ aráyé lọ́rùn. I was on my own, managing my life. You say no, I should off the system and run it back. I did that now. Everything crucified.
Managing it will affect us now. So why should we be managing it?
I can still remove you from this call. Don't forget I'm the host too. Okay. Nǹkan tí mi fẹ́ kí ní ṣe náà ló ń ṣe. Nǹkan rẹ̀ kọ́lá wọ́n ti sùn náà. Ó ń ṣe láàárọ̀ lọ́jọ́ ìgbà nípa àti. Okay. So what we'll have is what is the pioneer period? They told us that what? They were granted pioneer certificate and the production day was certified to be what? 1 January 2000. Like I said, your pioneer period will just be what? 3 years from the production day. So you say 1 January 2000 to 31 December 2000. 1 January 2001.
Can't see anything.
31.
I'm not seeing anything. The screen is not showing.
Don't worry. It's not for everybody to see. So this will be 1/1/2002 to 31/12/2002. After those 36 months, then the pioneer period is complete. So what do? We bring the profit. What's the profit? For the first year, it is 950,000. For the second year, it is 1,250,000 loss also. And the third year, it is 750,000 profit. So what do we have as a net loss? Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
One 450.
1,450,000 net loss. Good. So now for post-pioneer period, like we said, after the pioneer period, we assume the business is just commencing operation. So the date of commencement for Premier Nigeria Limited will be what date?
It should be 1/1/2003 to 31/12/2003.
Mm-mm.
That will be the first year.
Ẹ ti fi ọjà. Date
Yeah,
of
1/1.
commencement ṣó máa ń tán ni. So it will just be what? 1/1/2003. So because the business is just commencing, we do what? Determination of basis period for determination of basis period and basis period accessible profit and QC allocation. For relevant year of assessment. So what do we have? Year of assessment, just the normal way we do our commencement, basis period. So what I'll do is I'll be doing this on preceding year using the old rule. Then the next question we'll do that using the new rule. Do I have people with me? Okay, it seems I'm alone now. I can do it the way I like.
We are with you. How can you be alone?
How can I be alone? Won't I be alone all this while? So the first step to be assessed in this kind of when a business commences under the old rule is what? Is the year of commencement. So this business commenced 2003, Abi? Because the date of commencement is 1st January 2003. So our first day of assessment will be 2003, which will be what? From date of commencement, 1/1/2003 to 31 what? 12/2003. Don't forget, old rule. Date of commencement to what? Date of commencement to 31st December of the same year.
Yeah, of that same year, 31st of the same year, yes.
Then 2004 will be what? 1/1/2003 to 31/12/2003. Why? Date of commencement to the next 12 months.
Yeah,
It is just coincidence here that both are what? The same thing. Abi?
Yes, yes.
If you need clarification, you can go back to the link and go watch the video on basis of assessment. 2005, we will now use preceding year basis, Abi. That will be 1/1/2004 to 31/12/2004. And because the preceding year basis gave us a date the business is already in existence, no need to do any proration. So what else do we have? Then we can go to 2006. You know, normally I would have done right of election, but they told us here that we should what? We should ignore the provision, the election provision of commencement of the new business. That's why I'm not doing anything like that. Now 2006, we will have what? 1/1/2005 to 31/12/2005. And that's as much as the profit I have can cover. So I stop there. What's the accessible profit? This will be 750,000. This will also be 750,000. Why this will be 2,250,000? Oh, sorry, oh, we can actually access 2000 and what's going on? Hey, Madam Low, ojú ti dojú àgbà ni. The profit for 2003 accounting year, which is what we have as the basis period here, should have actually been what? 2,250,000.
Yes.
You saw it before. When I now finish writing, you're not doing like
I did not know where I was muted.
You did not know where you were muted. I will not talk. The next one is what? 1,210,000. Favor. Did you come tonight? Fortune, I know that one who doesn't come
Yes,
to
sir.
class. She will just come. Let me see that.
I don't understand.
What you don't understand? Is that not your style? Basis period for capital allowance. What's the basis period for capital allowance? It is just what? The same thing as the basis period for accessible profit. Considering what? Overlapping, coincidence, and gap. Overlapping, where there is overlapping, we give the overlapping period to the earlier year of assessment. Where there is coincidence, we give the coincidence period to the earlier year of assessment. And when there is gap, we give it to the later year of assessment, provided it is not the date of cessation. If it is the date of cessation, we give it to the earlier year of assessment. So that means this will be what? 1/1/2003 to 31/12/2003. And this, because this is coinciding with this, it will be nil, since we've given the coinciding period to the earlier year of assessment. Then the next one, no overlap, no coincidence, no gap. That means it will be 1/1/2004 to 31/12/2004. And this will be 1/1/2005 to 31/12/2005. And what are the QCE? We are told that they acquire all of this during the pioneer period. So during pioneer period, we will assume it was purchased on the first day after the pioneer period. So that means we will have what? P&M, factory building, motor vehicle, furniture and fittings. But also we have what? Factory building disposal. Factory building disposal, all in 2003. All in 2003. But they said they acquired 2 motor vehicles in November 2004. 2004 falls into 2005 year of assessment. So we'll say motor vehicle. Furniture and fittings in February 2005. That one falls into 2006 year of assessment. Ladies and gentlemen, are we clear up to this point? Are we clear? Are we clear?
We are clear, sir.
Alhamdulillah.
When follow.
Okay. So what do we have? The next thing will be computation So we have computation of capital allowance for relevant year of assessment. So we have details, plant and machinery, factory building, motor vehicle, furniture and fittings, then total. So I want to believe we are familiar with the rates already, Abby. This 50-25, 15-10, 50-25, 25-20. So 2003 year of assessment. Cost. What's the cost? This one 500,000, 850,000, 160,000, then 99,000. Then we have what? Disposal. Because the first one, what? The disposal occurred in the same 2003. That means the asset wasn't in use on the last day of the basis period. So how much is the cost of the asset? 150,000. We'll take it out. Then we can now proceed with calculating what? Initial allowance. Initial allowance on this will be what? 250,000. On this it will be what? 105,000. Because you have to first do 850 minus 150 before you calculate the allowance. The one that is disposed will not enjoy any allowance because it wasn't in use on the last day of the basis period. So this 80,000 and this is what?
24,750.
24,750. Ah, Fortune, you are here tonight. Thank God. So the next one should be what? Investment allowance. Why am I charging investment allowance on plant and machinery? Because it was acquired before September 2023, and that's at 10%. So that will be 50,000. Annual allowance. How much is the annual allowance? Cost minus initial allowance, or in the case of factory building, cost minus disposal minus initial allowance divided by useful life. Useful life, which is what? 100 divided by the annual allowance rate. What do we have? 62,500, Abby?
Yes.
59,500.
59,500, 20,000, Abby?
20,000. Yes, sir.
14,850.
Ẹ má jẹ́ kó pẹ́ omi gbóná ń pẹ́ lẹ́nu.
14,850.
14,850. But don't forget, we did not prorate any of this annual allowance because the number of years in the basis period for accessible profit in that first year is complete 12 months. If it is not complete 12 months, we have to prorate. So don't forget. So some people that have calculator that did not borrow should give me the what's it called? The total of the initial allowance and the annual allowance, while others that borrowed calculator should be giving me the tax sitting down value. Oh yeah,
For annual allowance. 156,850.
156,850.
150. 150. 400. Tax to value.
50 what?
59,400.
Initial allowance.
459,750. 459,750.
Motor van. 16. One 87,500. Time for machinery.
Ẹ fún mi léyìí tó gbádùn. Èmi gan lé orí tí mò ń ṣírò o. Ṣé o pé mi ní rònú ni? Àpò ònú mi ò tí ì yá.
535,500.
So I believe the class can now identify those that borrowed calculator and those that bought their own calculator. I will not mention names.
So identify, let's see now.
I should identify. I said those that borrowed calculator should calculate tax within that value. You shall know who calculated tax within that value.
Can you
Those
imagine?
that bought calculator with their money should calculate total allowance. They calculated it. You know who calculated that?
Can you imagine? Those that did not give any figure.
They don't have calculator at all. Their character is so bad that they couldn't even borrow.
I think I will need to join those ones.
Oh yeah, please give me the total capital allowance. Let it show. My wife and kids are waiting for me.
Go and have one first.
62,500 in 2004. 59,500. 20,000. And what? 14,850. Since we did not prorate in the first year, it will still be the same thing in the second year. No new assets.
5.
That's
Plants and machinery, we have 1 to 5,000.
Okay. I think the return time for the calculator is 11 o'clock. Abi.
Very good with the heat.
2005 year of assessment. Tax sitting down value. 150,000. Abi, what do you call it?
100,000. I said 1 to 5,000.
I understand. Let's be fast with it.
5,000. 150,500.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Is this 538 or 585?
535 now. Mama
sorry.
So total capital allowance for 2003. 616,600.
Ìwọ gan ọ̀rẹ́ ọ̀fẹ́ yé mi mọ́ báyìí ó ti ń jọ pé ó yá calculator ní báyìí o. Ìyàgbó ẹni tó ní ìgbà padà àti interval lọ́wọ́ ti ẹni o. So if you look at the schedule we have up here, in 2005 there was a new asset, Abi. We have to put that in mind. So what do? We'll say additions. What is the addition? The new asset was motor vehicle. 2 motor vehicle at how much? At the cost of 180,000 each. That means the 2 motor vehicle will cost 360,000 thousand. And for that, we need to calculate initial allowance. What's the initial allowance? 180,000. That's 50% of the cost to Then annual allowance will be what? So we'll have annual allowance owed, Abi,
Yeah.
and annual
Mhm.
allowance new.
So
So
the
what do we have?
tax written down value for furniture and fitting, 44,550.
44,550, not 45,000, Abi.
Yes, sir.
I know that figure is wrong, but you know she's rushing to return the calculator. So 44 what?
44,550.
550. Okay. If you shall want to borrow calculator, borrow the one that has good battery. Not that you still be using. So what is this one? 20,000 for the old one, then 14,850 for the old one. That will give us 156,850. Why for the new one it will be what? 360,000 minus 180,000 divided by useful life of 4 years, and that will give us how much?
45.
45,000. So what do we have? So we'll have 2006 year of assessment, tax written down value owed, and tax written down value new. And what would that be? 62,500 for what? 415, Abi? 414,500. Old 20,000. This should be what?
29,700.
39 what? Sorry.
297.
Mo mọ̀ pé calculator ẹ ti ní battery padà nísìn. 29,700. So what's the old one here? 135,000, Abi? Madam
Yes,
Elizabeth, are you still with us? So we have new assets also. And what's the new assets? Furniture and fittings of what? 170,000. So what do? We calculate initial allowance on it also.
The total capital allowance 40,005. 381,850.
381,850. Initial allowance
250.
how much?
42,500.
42,500.
Yeah.
Then we'll now have annual allowance old and what? Annual allowance new. So for annual allowance old here, in the case of plant and machinery, it is just one. So it will be 62,000 what? 490. 490. That's because the figures were not quoted in thousands. So Then for building, that one is still ongoing, 59,500. For the motor vehicle, the old one, it has also come to the end of its life, but it will be what? 19,980, because they told us 2 was what? 10 naira times 2 is 20. Then what else? This one still have 1 year to go. So we have 14 what? 850. So the new one will now be what? 45,000. 170 minus 42,005. That's 127,500 divided by 5.
25,500. 25,500.
25,500. So tax sitting down value owed and tax sitting down value new. This is 10, this is nil, this is what? 20, this is nil, this is what?
Tax
This should be 14,850. Uh-huh.
tax down value for furniture and fittings, new 102. New 102.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Give me building, woman ye.
355,000
Making it.
20,000.
for building now.
You say it now. Which one is you want to fight me? Because I
Okay.
say Nikini. I don't have the right to ask Nikini in my own class.
30,000.
Mhm.
Please, oh, I'm the host of this class, so I can remove anybody as free willing.
I'm not allowed. So
We have 369.
820.
Huh?
269, 820.
269,820. Good. Okay. So we now have
Total
what?
value hold. We have 369. I mean, total capital allowance for 2007.
With 2007.
Oh, old
Talile.
now.
Latibo. Ibo leti ibi tí mo ṣe capital allowance for 2007. Do we have
I mean,
2007 year of
oh,
assessment? What we did? Alari mọ́ yín lórí.
sorry.
Better. Please increase the volume of your sorry.
Sorry.
I can't hear you.
I cannot talk again.
Okay, mo ti gbọ́. So the next thing is to compute the tax liability for the relevant year of assessment. So we start with what year? 2003 year of assessment. So what do we have? No. Don't let us do that. Who can tell me what we forgot to compute that we need to do before we go to computation of tax liability?
Balancing charge or balancing allowance.
Madam Tosin, ẹ lògùn sọ̀yẹ̀ wá lálẹ́ yìí ni.
Can you imagine? Hey, God.
Computation of balancing adjustment. Ó pọ̀, best graduating student. Taxation 99/100. I'm really happy, sha. Computation of balancing adjustment on that factory equipment that factory building that was disposed. He gave us disposal proceeds to be how much? They said the scrap value of the debris estimated to be 50,000. Debris is just the remainder of the asset, 50,000. Less what? Less cost, because there was no even this thing here. How much is the cost? 150,000. So if that's the case, it means we have a balancing allowance of how much? Of 100,000.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so that is that on that. What else do we have? We can now go to the computation of tax liability.
Sir, please, I want to confirm something. Had it been, let's just assume the company is not a pioneer company, and then we completed this balancing allowance. We still need to further check if the KC has enjoyed capital allowance before the disposal, Abi.
Yes, now. Before you even complete balancing adjustment, because what you are supposed to less from the disposal proceed is tax written down value. But because in this case, tax written down value and cost will be the same thing, since the asset did not enjoy any capital allowance before disposal, is why we are doing it this way.
Thank you.
Welcome. It's a difficult day.
Sir, please want to ask a
Adjusted
question.
slash. Huh?
Please want to ask a question.
Go on, go on.
Okay. This asset that was disposed, I thought it was disposed during the pioneer year. So it's
When did their pioneer period lapse? It terminated on December 31, 2022.
2002.
Dispose of the assets in 2003. So the year.
okay, sir. But had it been it was disposed in the pioneer year,
If
they
it
won't
was disposed
calculate.
in 2002, we will not even bring it into our computation of capital allowance at all.
Okay, sir.
From there. So what do we have as the adjusted profit for 2003 year of assessment? We have 2,250,000. Then what do? With less loss relief. So what is the loss brought forward?
One fix
Nǹkan tá a ṣẹ̀ ṣe lálẹ́ lẹ́ sọ pé wọ́n kí ni tiẹ̀ nìyẹn náà. Net loss 1,450,000.
450,000.
So we can relieve it all. So we'll say relieved 1,450,000. So what will be the loss to lapse? Loss lapsed is what? Nil. Nothing is lapsing here. But you know, if the loss is not in the pioneer period, if it was post-pioneer period, they made a loss. They can carry that one forward indefinitely, right?
Okay.
So what do we now have as the accessible profit?
800.
800,000. Then we can say less capital allowance. What's capital allowance? Capital allowance brought forward Nil. Capital allowance for the year is how much? 616,600.
So
61.
what about this balancing allowance?
Calm down. Me ṣáà ti sá lọ.
Ẹ má bínú.
Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ má bínú. Tó bá ń sọ owó ẹ̀fẹ̀ yàn. 616,600. Madam Tosin, ẹ má bínú, ẹ má bínú. 616,600. What do we do next? That's capital allowance for the year. Then balancing allowance. What do we have? $100,000. So with this,
Sir, please, for pioneer purpose, are we supposed to be adding balancing allowance? Are we supposed to be deducting it from capital allowance?
no,
Or
but
we can
you are not deducting it now. You are definitely adding it to capital allowance so that you can relieve all of it. Don't forget, balancing allowance is to be relieved too, because it's like loss on disposal.
yes, sir.
And because this is a pioneer business, definitely it will be a manufacturing business. So if it's a manufacturing business, they can relieve 100% of their capital allowance so far the profit can cover it. So if we relieve this, what do we have as capital allowance carry forward? That would be nil. And if we release 716,600, what do we have from
We have this 300.
chargeable profits? $83,400 at 30%. CIT at 30%.
It's 5, 25,
25 what?
020.
Figure yóò tún dá yín lójú.
25, 20.
Ọ̀rọ̀ yín ò yé mi o. Education tax at 2%. 2% of what? 2% of the adjusted profit. Ó yá, ẹ fún mi figure kí n máa lọlé.
I just saw that the accessible profit. Please. 250.
What do you say?
I said it's not
16,000.
adjusted. So is it unadjusted profit or accessible profit?
Unadjusted profit, I told you the law defined is that the education tax defined its own accessible profit to be the profit before relieving losses.
So that's what 5,000. 2% of 250 is for 5,000.
45,000. 2%. Oh.
Yes.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ kúkú sọ kalẹ̀ lèmẹ́ni tó ṣẹ̀ la ṣe ń sọ ọmọ lórúkọ. So that is that. So the next thing is 2004 year of assessment. Please, you guys should spare me 1 minute. Madam Elizabeth, are you still with us? 2004, we have what? Adjusted profits. But it will still be the same thing as our accessible profit because we don't have any loss relief again. And how much is it? Based on this, we have what? 2,250,000 for 2004 also. 2,250,000. With less what? With less loss relief. With less, sorry, we don't have loss relief. So we just go straight to less capital allowance.
Mm.
And for the capital allowance, we don't have any carry forward in the previous year. So we'll just say capital allowance for the year, which is how much? 156,850. 156,850. So we can relieve it to 6,850. And with that, our carry forward will be nil. And if we have 156,850, we'll have what?
2093,150.
2093,150. That will be our what? Chargeable profit. So if that is chargeable profit, then what is the CIT?
Six to 7,945.
627,145.
945. 945.
Education tax at 2% will still be 45,000. 2005 year of assessment. That will be what? Adjusted / accessible profit. That should be 1,210,000. So with less capital allowance, capital allowance for the year is how much? 381,850. 381,850. Relieved will be how much? 381,850. Carry forward will be what? 381,850. Then
Carry forward.
Carry forward will be 0.
850.
Carry forward the both.
Carry forward should be nil. So chargeable profit will be what?
828,150.
828,150 at 30%.
248,445.
248,445. CIT ADT at 2%.
2,200. 10,200.
4,200. So 2006 year of assessment. Adjusted / accessible profits. How much? 350,000. Then with less capital allowance. What is the capital allowance? For the year is how much? 269,820. 269,820. Relieved is how much? 269, 820. So carry forward with what? Nil. Then 269, 820. But don't forget, we are just relieving all without checking if 2/3 of the accessible profit is greater or not, because it is a pioneer company, which means it will most likely have to do with manufacturing. But if it doesn't have to do with agricultural or manufacturing, please don't forget to restrict it to 2/3 of the accessible profits. Chargeable profit, what do we have?
8180.
8180. CIT at 30%.
24054.
24054. EBT at 2%. Ngbo,
7,000. 7,000.
ta ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀?
EBT at 2%. It's 7,000.
7000.
Mo ti gbọ́, tẹ́ bá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. 7,000. So that is that on that. Any other question for me? So we were told that they were paying 500,000 annually as dividend, and we are asked to calculate the tax payable on that dividend. Computation of
So please, can
tax.
you bring your screen down a bit so that I can? I'm still writing that of 2007.
Favor, don't say it
And
outside.
2006. Sorry,
Don't
2006.
say it outside that you've been writing in this class. Why have I been forwarding you my working notes? If not, that is to avoid you guys writing. Are you secretary?
Yes, I think.
No problem. Not in my class. You will write after the class. I'll send you the working notes. Go and use it to write. So what was the year? The year will be what? They said they paid 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. 500,000 each year. Withholding tax here will be nil, nil, nil. For those first 3 years, it will be exempted because they are still in their pioneer period. But for the last year, it will be charged at 10%, 50,000. Does it make sense to us?
Can you please tell me? No, when you were explaining there, you said the fact that they are pioneer company does not stop them from remitting withholding tax and
Yes.
VAT.
But that is withholding tax charged on their vendors or this thing. This is withholding tax on their own dividend payment. You know, it's
dividend payment.
It's the profit the company makes. They are paying dividend from Abi. Since you are saying the tax is on holiday, the company is on tax holiday, then the shareholders too should be on holiday for that period. Is that not it?
Okay, sir.
Yes. So that is that. Oledowo, continue writing.
I've written it.
Congratulations.
Gracias.
I don't know. It's not as if I'm happy you are writing, so. So let's do one more question and we call it a time on this topic and for the night. Or maybe we can look at another topic this night. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ lè ṣe tọ́pìkì mi lálẹ́. Mo ń ṣeré ni. Yeah, please. Someone should read. Oh.
Okay. As a result of the developing nature of Nigeria economy, there are some industries
Please,
and
question what?
products.
Because I'm not
Is
seeing
another
question what?
It's not in the material, is in the first material I sent to you.
As a result of developing nature of Nigeria economy, there are some industries and products that are not well developed on a scale that can adequately cater for the needs of the populace. One of the investment incentives available to industries and products in this category is contained in the Industrial Development Income Tax Relief Act 1971. Application has been made to the federal government in order to enjoy any of these numerous investment incentives. Owóẹyẹ Machine Tools Nigeria Limited was incorporated on January 2016 and was initially granted a pioneer certificate on April 1st, 2016. At the end of the pioneer period, the company, as a result of negligence, failed to follow due process in applying for extension of the pioneer certificate. The company, however, retained March 31st as its financial year end. The following record and informations were obtained from the company. 1. Qualifying capital expenditure on property, plant and equipment certified by the Federal Inland Revenue Service incurred during the pioneer period. Assume more figures are right. So please take it up.
Why?
I'm done with this page.
So? Is that fine?
Yes. Statement of adjusted. Your screen is actually. Statement of adjusted profit or loss during the pioneer period. Assume more figures are right. 3. Both the qualifying capital expenditure on PPE and adjusted profit or loss were certified by the FIRS. 4. The company made a gross turnover of 312,450 million and adjusted profit of 52,250 million during the year ended March 31st, 2020. Extract from the statement of profit or loss for the year ended March 31st, 2021 reads following. So please take it up. Assume more figures are right. Favor, are you still there? You're asking that which question is this? I think
Yes.
May. It's either May or November 2021. Wait. It's either May or November 2021. If you have past question, you can check. So please take the screen off.
Okay, let me check.
Mr. Goodwill has gone to eat Indomie.
Mr. Good, we cannot hear you.
He's not talking, he's muted. He has gone to eat Indomie.
Oh. So mute
So
yourself.
note, legal and professional fees included 1.4 million naira paid to the company's lawyer in respect of acquisition of land for the purposes of the business. 2. Allowance for doubtful debt comprises 150 million for specific provision. Assume more figures are right. Next, administrative expenses included 850,000 paid to a financial consultant who helped in preparing feasibility studies on viability of a proposed product line. The schedule of qualifying capital expenditure on PPE purchased during the year ended at 1st March 2001 is as follows. Assume all figures are right. Required, as the company tax manager, you have to prepare a report for the attention of the managing director showing the company's A, adjusted profit for the year ended March 31st, 2021, and B, tax liability for 2021 and 2022 assessment year. Adjusted profit is just 6 mark. Tax liability 24. All right, I'm done.
ẹnu mi kó má pa mí o, ẹnu mi kó má pa mí. Èmi lèmi lọ jẹ Indomie, mo pàlù fún yín náà. So the first thing we are asked to do, we've been given information about the company, and we are asked to what? We are asked to first adjust their profit. We are asked to first adjust their profit. So to adjust their profit, we'll just say owó ẹ̀yẹ machine tools, àbí? Owó ẹ̀yẹ machine tools Nigeria Limited. So we have owó ẹ̀yẹ. And what do we have there? Owó ẹ̀yẹ machine tools Nigeria Limited. We have the first thing is we have to adjust the profits. Computation of adjusted profits for the year ended 31 March 2021. Naira in thousand. Màmá, ibi tí mò ń gbórí sí nìyẹn o.
Which mama?
Net profit. What's the net profit? 47,680. When I was telling you guys I have wives and kids, you thought I was joking.
They play.
Add disallowable expenses. I would have invited you guys to my wedding, but it's not. The ticket was 50,000 for entry, and you must come with the gift of like 7 figures and above. That was why I did not bother inviting you guys.
Who did you see to invite?
People now, is it animals I will invite? Legal and professional fees included
You that are still
1.2
in the
million.
market, all your mates, they've left
Funding
in the
lawyers
market. I
in
don't know
respect
if
of acquisition of land for the purpose of the business. Legal and professional fee for acquisition of land.
So is this still pioneer legislation or is company income tax now?
Pioneer legislation now, Mama. Maybe I told you
Oh,
that company income tax impacts on all of it. So it's pioneer legislation. The next one is what? Allowance for doubtful debt comprised of what? The specific provision is allowable. For allowance for doubtful debt, general provision.
450. 4150, sorry. 4150.
Bad debt written off, allowable. Administrative expenses included 850,000 paid to a financial consultant who helped in preparing feasibility study on viability of a proposed product line. Did that product line generate revenue for us? No. So the expense will also not be what? Allowable. Admin expenses. Professional fees.
Sir, this expense now, we can relate it to research and development. Abi.
Which one?
This
No,
expense.
I don't know. I know they teach FRL, but so
No,
far the expense does not generate revenue for us. Like it's not part of our operations for now, so it will not be allowable for tax purpose. So what do we have next? They gave us schedule of PPE. We don't need that yet. We go back to the SOPI. Salaries and wages allowable. Transport and traveling are allowable. Motor running expenses allowable. Postage and telephone allowable. Bank charges allowable. Repairs and maintenance allowable. Auditors remuneration allowable. Legal and professional fees treated. Depreciation allowable. Donation
depreciation.
mo ti gbọ́ kí ló kàn mí. Depreciation 770. Donation, since they did not tell us, is allowable. Allowance for doubtful debt treated. Administrative expenses treated. And that will be all. So what do we have as summation?
22,170.
22,170. And unfortunately, we don't have any income aside the turnover. So that means we don't have non-taxable income. What will be our adjusted profits?
25. 5. Oh, sorry.
We are adding it.
The amount
6,850.
69,850. So you can see why they allotted just 6 marks to it. Net profit 1 mark. This. 1 mark. Total 1 mark. Kò jẹ́ kò yé
Oye, okay, fine.
ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́.
Oh,
Computation of tax liabilities
so what about the capital now?
for 2021 and 2022 year of assessment. So to compute the tax liability, we have to first determine what is the pioneer period. The pioneer period is what? They said the production day granted to them was what? 1 April 2016. So we'll say 1 April 2016 to 31 March 2017. 1 April 2017 to 31 March 2018. 1 April 2018 to 31 March 2019. So what do we have? 44,450.
23,140.
23,140. 8,700. What do we have as the net loss? Ọlọ́run ṣàánú mi. Ó yá ẹja ṣe kí ohun tí ń kùn mí.
58890. 58890. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
58890.
Sir, can you hear?
I can hear you.
Mr. Good
58,
with
890.
Sorry, 58, 890. I'm sorry.
890.
That Agomelo. Favor, late comer. So that means the date of commencement for this business will be deemed to be what? 1 April 2019, Abi? So, and since they maintain their 31 March 2020, 31 March as the reporting date of the business, that means we'll be using the new rule for this. We'll be using the new rule. So what do we have? Determination of basis period, accessible profits, and QCE allocation for relevant year of assessment. So what do we have? Year of assessment, basis period, accessible profits, then basis period for capital allowance, so what do we have? So the first year will be what? Since the first account was prepared in 2020, which is 1 year after the pioneer period, then the first this thing. So we have 2021, Abi. That's what the rule says. The first year of assessment should be the year succeeding the year of first account. So 2021, and the basis period will be from the date of commencement, which will be 1/4/2019, the date succeeding the year of commencement. The date succeeding the end of the pioneer period to when? To the end of the first accounting period, 31 March 2020. Then we'll have 2022, which will be 1/4/2020 to 31 March 2021. And I think that's the one we just did this thing for now. That's the one we just adjusted profits for now. So that means we only have these 2 years. So what will be the accessible profit? They've given us here that the adjusted profit for this is how much? 52,250. But here, the adjusted profit is what we calculated it to be, which is what? 69,850. 69,850. Then basis period for capital allowance will just repeat the same thing because there's no overlap, no coincidence, no gap. Then
Please, I have a question.
Go on with your question.
Okay. Let's assume the first year after the end of the pioneer period, as in the accounting year end, is not open. As in the first period, the first accounting year after the pioneer period is not up to 12 months. That is, now that we're having 1/4/2019 to 31st March 20, let's assume it's not up to, what would have happened? That means we'll be
Nothing.
creating the QC by the number of months.
You prorate
Is
the
that the
annual
implication?
allowance on the QCE by number of months. The annual allowance you prorate.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we have what? All of these assets acquired during the pioneer period, we put them in the first year of assessment. And what else? They said they acquired in 2021 also. We put them here. This is 2021. We have motor vehicle, plants, and furniture and fittings. So we can now go ahead to computation of capital allowance for relevant year of assessment. Details. Industrial building. Non-industrial building. Motor vehicle. Plants. Furniture and fittings. Mama, what do we have? 2021 year of assessment. Cost. How much is the cost for the industrial building? We have what? 23,800. Non-industrial, 11,600. Motor vehicle, 6,200. Plants, 10,400. Furniture and fittings, 5,800. Then initial allowance. What do we have? Oya ká ṣe wéré ká bá wọn lọ o, ká ṣe wàràwàrà ká bá wọn lọ o, ká ṣe wéré ká bá wọn lọ, ká ṣe wàràwàrà ká bá wọn lọ.
Don't worry.
You don't used to listen to those songs? What are you not listening to? All these Gen Z people. Ká ṣe wéré ká bá wọn lọ o, ká ṣe wàràwàrà ká bá wọn lọ o, ká ṣe wéré ká bá wọn lọ, ká ṣe wàràwàrà ká bá wọn lọ. Hey! Lo.
So we have 870 for FNF. 870 for FNF.
So we are not prorating because the first year is also up to 12 months. So if it is less than 12 months, please remember to prorate.
We have 1-3 for plants. Plants 1-3.
Favor, I hope you are proving that you bought your calculator. You are already calculating the total initial allowance.
775 motorbike.
I'll work on it now.
775 motorbike.
775. Okay. Number next.
986.
986.
Yeah, industrial building 986.
So 2022 year of assessment. What is the tax written down value?
For non-industrial building, we have 8874. 8874.
Uh-huh.
Um, 3009 for plants.
For F and F, 3480.
348. The person that borrowed your calculator has returned it.
Yeah. And then initial allowance 14060.
Mm-hmm.
15060.
15 or
15060. 3570 plus
I love
174.
15050.
Mama, o tún ti dé pẹ̀lú calculator àbàmì o ti ń fún wa wrong figure.
TWDB industrial
It's
building.
15. It's 15.
Mo ń gbọ́ industrial building ní
That's why it's better to be the silent group that will not say anything. That will now
18
talk and will give wrong people.
Annual
18207.
allowance.
18207.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hold on to put.
I better not give you that one.
Annual
Annual
allowance kí ló
allowance
fún wa?
5954. 5954.
Total.
Total 22054.
Sir,
Ẹ fún mi figure
581.25.
ní wọ́n bẹ̀.
Tax system down value.
2325. 2325.
Uh-huh.
Please check. Oh.
Initial allowance, what will it be?
Six to five for motor vehicle.
Investment allowance will be what? 500, Abby. Then annual allowance, old. Then annual allowance, new.
For plans, we have 6 to 5.
So for annual allowance old, we have 2023, Abby. This we have 986. This we have 775. This we have 1,300. And this we have 870. But for new, we have what? This should be 400.
625.
625. Uh-huh.
180.
180.
Okay, yeah, it's 5 years old.
So it's because you not put the percentage there.
God forbid I'll be putting percentage for you at this your old age. Tax sitting down value old and tax sitting down value new. Figure.
We have 16184 for industrial building.
Oya, ilẹ̀ ti ṣú. Favour ẹni tó ní calculator tún ti gbà padà.
1550.
If I no learn Yoruba, man no wetin again. That Yoruba will learn it. But I did not hear what you said.
That's the goal. I want you to go and learn.
Motor vehicle old.
Àwọn tó gbọ́ gan nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yé wọn ká tó sọ̀rọ̀ tó gbọ́. Madam Tosin. Ṣé
So initial allowance.
ẹni tẹ́ ẹ yá calculator lọ́wọ́ sí ni máa bínú báyìí.
Mo máa bẹ̀bẹ̀.
I'm with you, initial allowance èló ló jẹ́?
4,400.
4,400.
Yes, sir.
Ló dẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ ló kọ́kọ́ kó kàrámọ̀ bolẹ̀ bíi pé wọ́n ló máa kọ́kọ́ ní fígọ̀.
Annual allowance old. The same thing.
Irọ́
Annual allowance new. 1205.
kí ló ń palẹ̀ rìn? Ogógún
Total.
ọdún calculate fún.
That means I have calculator.
Ó
7159.
yọ
I not borrow.
7159.
59.
So are you saying Madam Tosin borrowed calculator? The figure you even gave us is wrong.
Okay.
Madam Tosin ẹ má bínú pọ́n mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yà calculator ni.
FNF old 2610. FNF old 2610.
Ẹ̀yin náà máa ránṣọ lórí calculator tẹ́ ẹ yá nìyẹn. Ẹ ṣáà má bàjẹ́.
Total 12059.
Ó yá.
Yeah.
720 new FNF. 720 new.
Yeah. Ó yá ilẹ̀ ti ṣú. Ọ̀yà wá táwọn ọmọ mi ń dúró dè mí.
18050 new plant.
18050.
1850.
Alex sọ pé 18050 ni. Ọlọ́pàá máa kọ́kọ́ mú everybody tí ń bí báyìí náà. So for the tax liability, we'll have what? We will have for 2021 year of assessment. What's it called? Adjusted profits. How much? 52,250.
50.
less loss relief brought forward. Loss relief brought forward is how much? 58,890. So how much can we relieve? We can only relieve as much as 52,250. So that will lapse. Lapsed is how much?
6370.
6370. Okay. Mama. So our accessible profit will be nil, Abby. So with less capital allowance, capital allowance for the year is how much? 22,054. Relieved, we cannot relieve anything. So we'll just carry it forward. 22,054. So if we cannot relieve anything, the chargeable profit will also be nil. Then CIT at 10% and EDT at 2%. So what do we have? Sorry, EDT CIT cannot be at 10% now. It will be at 30%. And why are we using 30%? Because they told us here that the turnover is 312 and the turnover above 100 million will be subjected to tax at 30%. Figure.
390.
Eh?
That means we are calculating for EDT alone, which
Yes.
is
EDT
446.
1045.
1045. We would have calculated minimum tax, but because we said the business is just occurring and company in their first 4 years of operation are exempted from minimum tax, so we leave that. We go to 2022 year of assessment. Adjusted profit.
Sorry, this minimum tax computation that you just said now, is it applicable to all companies or only Pioneer
All
certified companies?
companies.
Okay.
Adjusted profit for 2022 is what? 69,850. So what do? We don't have any loss here. So we'll just say less capital allowance because that loss up there has lapsed. So we cannot bring it again. Capital allowance brought forward. Capital allowance brought forward is what? 22,054. For the year is how much? 12,059. What do we have? 34.
34113.
113. Relieved. So relieved will be what? 34,113. And then carry forward will be what? Nil. So if we relieve 34,113, what do we have as chargeable profits?
35,737.
Huh?
35,737.
Then CIT at 30% is what? And then EDT at 2% is what?
CIT 107.
Uh-huh.
10721.1.
10721.1. EDT 2%.
1397.
1397. So that is that on the second question. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
So Yorùbá we say, "Ondun kò pọ̀, sókí báyìí, lọ́bẹ̀ oge." Kò jẹ́ bó ṣe jẹ́. Kọ́lọ́run má
Meaning,
káàkiri, a tún máa pàdé o.
So what if we are asked to draft a note? Okay, you not sure.
If you are asked to draft a note for what?
not to the
As
account.
a tax consultant, then you have to write a memo or something.
Are you a tax consultant? Tell them you are
In
not
exam,
one
they
now.
will say it now. In exam, they will say, as the tax consultant of so.
So tell
Advice.